Hey everyone, welcome back to the DropHouse channel. I'm Tony T. Neto, and this is Studio 10, DropHouse. First off, right at the top of this video, I just want to take a second to thank everyone who commented, both publicly on YouTube, on Facebook, and directly to me via email, via telephone, and even face-to-face. We just met up with a bunch of guys in Atlantic City at the DJ Expo recently. Thank you to everyone who actually took the time not only to subscribe to the YouTube channel and friend us or fan us really on Facebook at facebook.com/drophouse, but to everyone who actually took the time to watch that video and found it interesting. And that's really cool to me and to everyone inside my core group that does put a lot of time in. So thank you very much for that. This is installment number 2. Today what we're going to take a look at is DJ imaging. A lot of us call it DJ drops. That's essentially what it is, but it's much more than just drops. It can include intros for your live sets or for your CDs, closers, which might include, a web address. They might include your telephone number, contact information, things like that. Or they might be really creative, to close out a mix set or to close out a CD or something along those lines. And of course, drops. Drops are very important, especially today when there's so many DJs out there. Everybody's vying for the listener's ear. So it's very important that you tell them who you are, and you do it in a way that reflects who you really are. So today we're going to take a look at a drops package. It's nothing crazy, nothing over the top. So it's actually pretty standard. DJ drops are a big piece of the DropHouse puzzle, so to speak. It's we do quite a bit of them. DJs worldwide, as a matter of fact, and this DJ comes to us. He found us via the internet, which a lot of guys do find us, from South Africa. So Jared Rains, we're videotaping your session, and this is how it's going to come together. So here we are, we're inside the vocal booth. Now what's led us to this point is essentially quite a few emails usually, maybe a phone call, though not in this case, and I get the feel for what kind of DJ he is, what kind of music he plays. All that stuff is very important because we want to be able to gear the drops and the imaging that we're putting together for him to suit him. So that's very important, or her, okay? So we've got a package of 3 drops, nothing crazy over the top. 2 of the drops are obviously for DJ Rains, and the third is actually for an event that he's producing or playing at called Fun in the Sun in South Africa. So basically, we're in the booth. We have a direction. We know where we're going to go. Let's lay him down. In the mix. In the mix. Mix. With DJ Rains. DJ Rains. DJ Rains. Fun in the Sun. Fun in the Sun. 2010. 2010. 2010. Fun in the Sun. Fun in the Sun. Fun in the Sun. Had enough? We got it. Let's go. Time to edit. So I've already got the raw audio recorded, and I've already gone through and compressed it. If you watched the last video, I told you a little bit about how I add my signature compression, or DropHouse signature compression. So it's time to put together the drops. Now, I'll do one at a time. There's a lot of components that actually come into play. There are a lot of sound effects that typically go in, depending on how aggressive the drop is, depending on the personality of the DJ. Here we've got one that we're going to do with a lot of aggressive sound effects. The other one's going to be a little bit more minimalistic. That stuff I like to leave for the very end. I kind of hear it in my head as we're going through the process, but I leave the sound effects for last because they do add the synergy, the momentum, the forward movement to the drop that keep it interesting and keep the listener like, wow, what was that? Very radio style. But the first thing to do is to organize your vocal. And I get guys all the time that say, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to work these. Well, you leave that to us, but I do need your mind to be in drops mode, I call it. So a lot of times I'll send people to the drops page on drophouse.com. Check it out. I tell them to listen for 5 or 10 minutes to all those samples, kind of get your brain into drops mode, and you start hearing things a little bit differently. You start hearing your name inside a drop. You start hearing stutters and sound effects and all this stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay, now I get it. So usually we get the script, we'll tweak it and then obviously we get approval. But we do tweak it, and we're the ones who actually kind of put the drops into the drops package, so to speak. You know, we make what you hear in your head sound like a drop, and then we obviously create it. So the first thing is, you know, I'll go through the vocal. We'll do some stutters. We'll do some pitch bends and things of that sort. That's kind of our trademark, kind of our style. I'm not going to show you how we do everything, but if you come a little closer, I'll show you how we do a stutter. Right? That's cool. So I'm going to give you the over-the-shoulder look today. I'm not going to record the screen. That's a little too involved, and you know, I'm not doing a tutorial here. I just want to share how we put this together. For example, stutters. Stutters are big in what we do. So I'll take a small portion. I'm kind of winging this. With DJ. Okay, I like to do this. DJ. Okay, you've got DJ right here. So I'm going to take that out and break it out. The way I do a stutter, DJ with. So we'll leave that with out, showing you kind of on the fly how I create these stutters. And a lot of you might know this, but yeah, I thought it'd be kind of cool for those of you who don't know to see it. DJ. So I've got DJ right here. Vowels are good for stuttering, okay? A little pointer there from Tony T. D. Hear that E? We're stuttering that E, okay? Let's say I want to repeat that 5 times. Copy it. Paste it 5 times. DJ. There you go. You got a nice quick stutter. You don't want to kill those stutters because we can make them go on forever, and that's going to be kind of annoying. You can even do the A in here. DJ. A little too tight. DJ. That's cool because you have a little bit of the Y coming through. You hear that? DJ. Okay. DJ. Here's your stutters. So production is kind of wrapped up at this point. I've put together 3 drops according to the client's requests. I've used my creativity in there as well. You know, sometimes we have to make adjustments, so we do the revisions. If we have to make revisions, we do them. We send them back to the client. That's you. And once we get final approval, that's when we actually go to mastering. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and master them, and we upload them either to a SharePoint or we email them if they're small enough directly to the client. We can give them the compressed and uncompressed versions. So in other words, you'll get your MP3, high-res MP3s at 320K. You can import those right into Serato, Tractor, Torque, whatever it is that you're doing for your DJ sets. So this is pretty much done. I'm going to walk away. I'm going to press play. Well, I'm going to press play. Then I'm going to walk away. You're going to get to hear the final products, and I hope you enjoy it.
In the mix. With DJ Rains. With DJ Rains. DJ Rains. DJ Rains. DJ Rains. Fun in the sun. Fun in the sun. 2010. Fun in the sun.
So there it is, a quick look at how we put together a drops package. I know that was really abbreviated, but I want to try to keep these videos manageable so that I can bring them to you at a reasonable interval and so that you can pay attention. Basically, the process is very straightforward. I make it as painless as possible for you. Once we figure out exactly what you're looking for, I'll usually help you through that part of the process. We get the script together, make sure that we know what direction you're going in terms of feel, minimalistic versus over the top, or one of each, or both, or all of the above, whatever the case might be. Once we take a deposit, we schedule your job. Once the job is scheduled and comes up for recording, obviously we record the vocal, then we cut the vocal, then we add our sound effects and do our crazy stuttering and all that stuff that we do. And of course the drafts go out via email. You get to approve the drafts before we close out the balance. Once you do approve that, though, you close out the balance, we master it, we send it to you. We make it as easy as possible. My goal has always been to bring every DJ professional level production. I hope I'm able to do that. Keep in mind that above and beyond just drops, we can do the intros for your CDs, we can do outros, we can do audio for your DVD demos, especially for the mobile guys who are out there and you're doing DVD promos. We can do audio for your videos. Feel free to reach out and I'll walk you through that whole process. And we've done quite a few big names already. So I won't start bragging though. I will, however, wrap this video up. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to check us out. Facebook.com/DropHouse. Twitter.com/TEE DropHouse. That's T DropHouse. And of course on DropHouse.com on the World Wide Web. Thank you so much, and I'll see you at the next video.